Hey everyone, hello my fellow Alaskans. We are coming to you live. Now normally we might do this right after our broadcast, right around 6 o'clock, but I wanted to get on earlier because I know that there's been those ongoing high winds for the Matanuska Valley, and you're going to get kind of a preview of our weathercast a little bit later this evening. Plus, this will give you an opportunity that if you do have any photos of wind damage that has occurred out in the valley, or you want to report wind gusts to us, this will give you a chance to do that before our 5 o'clock broadcast on Sunday evening. So I do want to get to our weather computer and show you what has been going on as we've gone through the day. So we're going to start out with temperatures. Again, thank you so much for joining our live stream. You're going to get an advanced preview of what is going on as far as the forecast and weather conditions across the state. So we'll start off into the interior, and these are the temperatures as of 3:15 p.m. on Sunday. 23 below in Utqiagvik. It is 34 below in Deadhorse, and that is the ambient air temperature. Fairbanks is at 45 below and 13 below in McGrath. Clear skies as you head out toward the western interior. Bethel also seeing some sun. It's also reported around the Nome area. So, but when you add in those wind chills, the coldest go to Utqiagvik and Deadhorse, where they're seeing wind chills to 50 below and even 50 above as we go through the afternoon, and it feels like 62 below in Fairbanks. You know, when you're at 45 below, it just takes almost like a breath of wind to make it feel even colder. So that is what we're experiencing in that part of the state. Now, as far as what else is going on, we are looking at very strong winds. It's not just been into the Matanuska Valley, but around Palmer, they have seen a gust up to 78 miles per hour. All through the Aleutians, there's been strong winds just for the last couple of days, actually. So that's what they're dealing with there. 48 mile per hour, or 46 mile per hour wind, I should say, in Unalaska, and Cold Bay 64 mile per hour wind, gust up to 54 in Perryville. But again, it is those valley locations that have seen some of the strongest winds. And we have, again, high rates of precipitation occurring into southeast Alaska, whereas it is dry and cold from the interior through the south central area. And you can see a number of winter weather advisories for northwest Alaska, turning to winter storm warnings once we head down toward the southern end of the Kenai Peninsula. High wind warning still in place out of the valley, and also Thompson Pass with winter storm warnings continuing into parts of the Panhandle. Not only that, but with that expected transition to rain, they also have flood watches. So we're going to go around the state because we don't want to leave folks out. From the Bering Strait coast into Diomede, it is wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour. So this is where we need to be careful with frostbite. Also visibilities, they'll be limited with that blowing snow. It's not like you're going to get a lot of snow, maybe an inch, but blowing around could reduce those visibilities all the way down to about a quarter mile. Let's get to northern portions of the state as we head into, south central rather, but I did want to give you some of those wind gusts, the max wind gusts that we've seen into the valley areas, and this was as of 1 o'clock through the afternoon. I'll update those, of course, as we go through the rest of the afternoon and even into tomorrow. Of course, our morning edition will have that information for you. But 76 miles per hour around the, I think that was the Trunk Road area, North Trunk Road. Palmer, 78 miles per hour. Also along the Glen Highway, a 78 mile per hour gust. Wasilla Airport, that's that 56 mile per hour gust that you see, and 48 miles per hour around the Bogard Road area, which very strong winds. So that's what we're talking about that you need to be careful about. And into Thompson Pass, a 74 mile per hour gust, and that wind warning will continue until noon Monday. But as for the valleys, it's going to go until Monday evening. And you can see they're not just the only part of the state that is experiencing winter weather challenges. There are still some winter storm warnings impacting portions of the North Gulf Coast around Yakutat to northern Panhandle locations, and then Juneau, and they're kind of right on the cusp of that rain snow line, so that's what's going to be producing some real challenges as they head into this evening going into Monday, because the temperatures could likely fall just below that freezing mark. And here's some of the snowfall reports that we've already seen in parts of the Panhandle. Yakutat 20+ inches, and for Douglas, that's near the Juneau area, 19 inches. Auk Bay, 2 feet of snow, and the Juneau area as of this afternoon, 18.8 inches of snow. Now, as I mentioned, they're kind of on that rain snow line, so we'll see how this turns out. Hoonah, they got a lot of snow. 36 inches was their last report as of Sunday morning. So again, we're watching that. But here's a look at that forecast. A mix of snow to the north in the Panhandle, a mix of between that snow and rain. You could see freezing rain, which will cause issues for the south central region. You have winds that will continue to be strong as we head through Sunday night, even into Monday morning. I say you should be prepared to see that. And cold temperatures into the interior. In fact, it will be one of the coldest Decembers on record in the Fairbanks area, and there's a little bit of a reprieve on the way, not necessarily a huge influx of temperature, but for the central and eastern interior, it'll be very cold. Light snow expected into the Tanana Valley heading into tomorrow. They could see maybe 1 to 3 inches from Tok southeast tomorrow through even Wednesday morning. And temperatures underneath that cloud cover will be into the teens to the single digits below zero, so not the double digits below zero. For the west coast and interior, as you look ahead, winter weather advisories for the Bering Strait coast. We also mentioned that those will continue north to Point Hope, where gusts could hit 50 to 60 miles per hour. Let's move on with that forecast. We're going to continue to see that there's that snow we talked about in parts of western and northwest Alaska, but it stays cold into the interior again through the early part of the week. Now, here's our 7-day forecast for the Anchorage area, and we are looking at temperatures that are going to be in the 20s below. And by the way, also a dense fog advisory will go through Wednesday afternoon for the interior. Temperatures down to 40 below, not only tonight, but also, I should say 45 below, because that is the current temperature in the Fairbanks area. But temperatures, needless to say, will be very cold as they continue heading into this early part of the week. New Year's Eve, boy, that's not going to make it amenable to any kind of cute little sandals or slippers for the girls, or even men. You would want to wear, of course, boots. Ladies as well. You do not want to freeze those toes. And for our Anchorage area, we're going to be seeing first alert conditions. I think they should persist all the way into tomorrow, because that is going to be resulting in some high winds continuing for the Matanuska Valley. Again, as we check out the Juneau forecast, you can see that first alert also, I think, should stay in place for Juneau because of the mix of rain and snow, with overnight low temperatures falling close to freezing, with the chance of freezing rain. That is just a winter type of mess. So also for the southern end of the Panhandle, you're going to continue to deal with the chance of flood watch is in place because of the chance of seeing such heavy amounts of rain, which could go anywhere from 3 to as much as 4 inches. So that is what we want Panhandle locations to be wary of as they head into the start of the work week. Even, today, this afternoon, this evening, it's all a challenge when you're dealing with snow and then rain on top of snow and then precipitation just to the south. So we want all those folks to stay safe into Panhandle locations. And again, if you are in the valley, just make sure that you are safe and warm. And if you have some photos that you want to share with us, you can always go on alaskasnewssource.com, click the Submit Photos and Videos tab, and we will be looking at those as we head into our evening here at Alaska's News Source. And Alaska's Weather Source will be checking the latest on the wind gusts as well as a snowstorm in southeast Alaska. So I want everyone to stay safe out there, make sure that everything is bundled up, tied down, and not blowing in the wind too much and causing issues. But again, stay safe, and to the valley areas, we'll be joining you again live at 5 on KTUU.